Good morning, all you ketoers out there, Keto Nation. Lily says good morning too. She's rubbed up. I'm pretty rubbed this morning too because I finished my exam last night, physiology and anatomy, and it was quite intense. It was 4 different sections: hematology, immunology, the whole respiratory system, and the renal system, which is super fascinating because we get to talk about the sodium-potassium balance and how electrolytes and ions are managed in the body, but also how that balance is maintained and kept up and utilized for active transport of so many different biomolecules in our body. So really enjoying learning about the kidneys and renal system. It is fascinating. But I wanted to pop on here this morning to do a quick live video to talk a little bit about my no caffeine. I don't know if you can see. I've got my blood glucose monitor out here because I have noticed a couple of differences that I wanted to talk about this morning. Hey guys, thanks so much for being here. It's so fun to be on your time zone and not in the dark when I'm doing these videos and lives. It's really cool to be on the same time zone. Low Carb Life. Jess, hi, just listened to your podcast with Maria Emmerich. It was great. Thank you so much for listening. That was one of my favorite episodes. It was super fun to have Maria on. Good morning, happy healthy grandma. Hi, Lisa. Sharon, good morning. Hey, Jimmy, how's it going? Happy New Year. I just wanted to come on here this morning and talk about quitting coffee for like 6 days now. I can't believe it. I wasn't doing it with any particular intention. I just wanted to kind of test it out and see. I always find that whenever I get really, really attached or dependent on something, I want to test not having it at all just to see if there's a difference. And I started drinking coffee only 3 years ago when we started spending more time in Europe and in Prague, and I never really drank it before that. I always did like chai teas and stuff, and I wanted to test it out. Sparkle Big Megan, oh my OMG, I die. I'm so addicted. I know. It literally would get me out of bed a lot of mornings just lying there thinking, oh, I could go in the kitchen and have a delicious coffee. I don't know if it's also, Pete was saying last night, living in Vancouver, it's kind of a big coffee area, and being in like that rainy winter, you love just having this warm, comforting cup. But I used to always do these, which are just chai tea. And this is an organic chai tea. It's my favorite Tazo chai. They're not sponsoring me or anything. I just really like those. I really like Numi teas and Celestial Seasonings. I quit coffee by never taking it up to begin with. Yeah, I was with you on that. Only started drinking it about 3 years ago. I don't know if it's because the coffee is so good. In Czech, I also thought maybe it had something to do with the fact that I was going from vegetarian to eating meat, something like that. I don't know what it was, but I think the coffee in Europe is really, really good. It's really strong. There's something about it there. I've really taken it up, and it's become a big part of my day. I do my collagen coffees all the time. I add collagen to them, it's just something I'll have like usually 1 cup a day in the morning, but also do like decafs in the evening. So I was like, oh, just be fun to try and see if I notice any differences. And I think it was first, I had a couple of different people mention to me that they had gone off coffee. So Maria Emmerich was one. She said that when we were in Mallorca, that she used to work in a coffee shop. I think maybe she talked about this on the podcast too, but she worked in a coffee shop for years. And so she understood, that coffee lifestyle and kind of addiction and, how it can be. And that she never really fully healed her blood sugar until she went off of coffee. Then I was chatting with Nevada. She's on here as a paleo pharmacist, and she said she gave up coffee too. And I think it's been more of a topic because of carnivore and a lot of people doing carnivore, just doing meat and water. Lena Elena, I just gave up coffee too. I felt like it wasn't helping my anxiety. That's great. Yeah, I used to deal with a lot of anxiety. I don't really anymore. SFA Bits just picked up your book at Costco. Oh, awesome. Thank you so much. I have to go and see it while we're here because I've never gotten to see it in Costco. I've seen it in a lot of the other bookstores, but I'd love to go and see it myself in person and see some of my other friends' books, Jimmy's and Christine and Maria's books and Leanne's and Suzanne's, and I just love seeing all those books. And I love how much Costco supports keto and not only with their books but also with so many great keto food options. Low carb life, Jess. Coffee is hard to give up. It becomes part of your everyday routine. Yes, it definitely can. So I'm going to talk a little bit about, I just decided to do how I usually do things, is I'm just going to try one day without it and see how I feel. And I try not to make like these big commitments like, oh, I'm quitting coffee or I'm quitting sweeteners or whatever. I just want to say, I just want to try one day without it and see what I notice and just observe and just being really observant of it all, and then also kind of taking some data and noticing, and then if I like it, then I keep going with it. So it's not like this all or nothing thing. So with coffee, I just wanted to try it for a few days and see how I felt, and if I didn't notice anything different, then I'll just reincorporate it. But if I do notice some differences, then it is maybe worth looking into more. So I've been drinking just these chai teas, and one of the main reasons I wanted to test going off of it is because of not really so much blood sugar. My blood sugar is really fantastic from doing keto for so many years, but I wanted to see if it would support my adrenals more. Coffee is a central nervous system stimulant, and so it can, overtax the adrenals because you are stimulating the adrenal cortex. You're stimulating the adrenal glands to release, these hormones and adrenaline, and it can overstress that part of your body. So I wanted to see if going off of the coffee would make a difference for me, if going off of caffeine. And the funny thing is, the chapter I'm studying right now in physiology next is all about the kidneys and caffeine and how caffeine affects us in different ways. So I've been testing my blood glucose every morning, and this morning, for the last while, I've gotten used to my blood glucose being sort of in the low 80s. It's been that way ever since I switched to doing high protein, and I talk about this a lot sort of in different presentations and posts, and it has to do with a particular mechanism that happens in the body where the body releases a little bit of glucagon along with the insulin when you eat a high protein meal without any carb with it. And so I've been used to seeing my blood sugar slightly higher since I started doing that more really low carb approach, higher protein approach. But I've noticed today my blood glucose these are my morning ketones, 1.7 and 78. And I haven't seen my blood glucose in the 70s in a while, so it's only the first day of it that I've seen it go down, and the only change that I've made has been, eliminating the coffee for 6 days. So I'm really curious to see what's going to happen as I continue with it. I'd like to do at least 2 to 3 weeks because I've heard that there can be maybe a week to 2 weeks sort of detox period where you come off of the coffee. So I want to definitely do it for at least that long just to see, what difference it makes. And if anyone watching has done that, quit coffee, if you've seen any differences or if you went off it for any particular reason, I think it's fun to hear from other people and hear other people's experiences. MJSH Butt, Marijas, I do have a new book other than Keto Essentials because I already have it and love it. I just released my phase 2 meal plans, which have over 100 new recipes, and it also talks a little bit about doing higher protein keto, and the lower carb approach with a bit of more moderated fat, and why that's been working so well for me. And so I've been getting such great results from doing that since about the spring. I started trialing more with it and then doing a lot of testing in September. And then I've just kept with it because I've never felt so good. I've never been at this great body composition. I just feel so satisfied and satiated from eating higher protein. And as you can see, I'm in ketosis every day. So I'm really been enjoying that. And I wrote my new phase 2 meal plans, which are the higher protein for anyone who wants to try that out and see kind of my approach and how I've been doing it. Yeah, for now, I've just been studying biochemistry for the past several months, so that's really been my priority. It's a 24/7 deal. This is like, I had an exam last night, so I have a little kind of reprieve today where I can just hop on here and chat with you guys. And I've got a couple of podcasts today. I'm podcasting with Diane Sanfilippo. She's coming on, and I haven't had her on the show before, so excited to have Diane on. And Leanne Vogel, my buddy, she's going to come on as well, and we're going to talk all about body acceptance and body love, and I'm really excited to chat with her about that because she's been doing such amazing things with on her podcast talking about body acceptance, and I know that she's really passionate about it, and I'm excited to have her on to talk more about that. Wow, the sun here is really intensely blazing here in Colorado. Keystone R, I think I'll give up coffee for the second half of my extended day fast. It's just a stevia black right now to start. Yeah, that's great. I noticed the biggest difference of all the things that I've done in the past years, other than, keto and giving up sugar, was giving up sweeteners. That has made just such a big difference for me in terms of like cravings. So I don't know if I'm sticking with the coffee or, necessarily quitting it. I just want to try it and see how I feel. And I don't really miss it. I kind of miss that morning ritual, but then I find the easiest thing to do is just replace it with something else, like I've been doing with these herbal teas instead in the morning, and I still get to have something cozy and warm and comforting without, necessarily jacking my system with all this caffeine. Ashlyn Spence 15 just bought your cookbook. Thank you so much for supporting my work. I really appreciate it. I spent over a year of my life creating that book, so it really means so much to me when people buy it. Thank you so much for supporting me so I can keep doing keto stuff and keep researching and learning and sharing what I find. MJ, Mary Josie, where can I buy it? You can buy it at ketogenicgirl.com. It's ketogenicgirl.com, and the link is also in my profile if you want to check out the phase 2 plans. That's where you can get it. Dina Douglas Nazal, what time of day do you think is the best to test ketones? I always test first thing in the morning, so after getting up, but before doing like a shower or anything like that. I always just test within the first 15 minutes or so of getting up, and it's usually where your ketones are going to be the lowest for the day. So if they're anywhere above 0.2, then you know that by the end of the day they're going to be much higher than that. So that's why I like to use the lowest level possible during the day. I think someone asked about vitamins and supplements. I think it's really different for everyone, depending on your individual needs, but I like to always take a daily multivitamin. I also supplement with electrolytes. I supplement every day with 1 to 2 teaspoons of sea salt. Also, I have magnesium, potassium, calcium, mineral supplements because it's so important to get those minerals. A lot of them we don't get from our food anymore, but everything else I like to get from my actual food. The only thing that I also take as a supplement, also take prebiotics. I should mention that to help with the gut. But I also take liver pills, liver capsules, or desiccated liver because I don't eat liver every day. And I just think it's a great way to supplement. And I would supplement with omega-3, but I make sure to get some salmon every day. I eat wild salmon, wild canned salmon, or wild smoked salmon that doesn't have any sugar added into it. I eat some cold water fish every day for the omega-3s. Otherwise, I would probably take a supplement, but I think with omega-3, the best form really is the whole foods, and whole food sources of it. Really, that applies to everything, but KLEBERF, it's kind of hard to say that. Is it possible to gain muscle mass with keto? Absolutely it is. It definitely is. Keto to me really is just eating a lot of real food, healthy food, and prioritizing protein is a great way to build muscle mass and also enhance your bone and bone density, and get those osteoclasts making new bone. Lisa asks, I'm excited for phase 2 because I feel best with a little more protein. My cravings subside with more protein and not just fat. Yes, I'm excited for you to try it out too, and I really hope that you enjoy it. I have really been enjoying doing higher protein, and I just have been working on a research paper to talk about getting into ketosis and ketosis as a metabolic state. And so I'm excited to share that, and I hope that it gets published as a wiki entry. So thank you guys so much for joining me on this live video. I wanted to give you a little update and share some new developments. I'm gonna go get ready for my podcast interviews with Leanne and Diane, and I hope that you guys enjoy those episodes. So I will catch you guys some other time this week. I'll probably hop on and do another live and do some Q&A. So thanks for being here with me, and bye for now.